Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Amphibia Season 2, Episode 4, called Quarreler's Pass, and later today I'm going to be doing Amphibia Season 2, Episode 4, the second half, called Toadcatcher. And I'll have the entire segment for Toadcatcher, and I don't have a clip for Quarreler's Pass. I want to say thank you for my 2 new subscribers. I'm at 18 subscribers now. That's really great. Thank you. And let's get on with the review. So we start with Anne and Hop Hop on the driving Bessie. Well, Hop Hop is driving Bessie. Anne is like the navigator. She has the map, and she's like, "Hey, we're halfway to Newtopia, HP, and then we're making good time." And Hop Hop's like, "Yep, we're making good time. Yo, the only thing I'll change," and it's like, "The only thing I would change." And then you hear Sprig's like, "Stop poking me," and Paul's like, "Stop kicking me," and Hop Hop's like, "Is that?" So this is like my first complaint is that basically Sprig and Polly are arguing. Basically Polly's like, "Get that dumb moss out of my face," and Sprig's like, "I just want to show you my cool moss," and there's like a punch bug, there's a little literal punch bug out on the road, and Polly's like, "Oh, punch bug," and Sprig's like, "I'm not playing punch bug," and Polly's like, "Punch bug," and then they go out, and this is pretty cool where they imitate each other really well. They do impressions where Polly's like, and then Polly's like, "Oh, I'm Sprig," and she does Sprig's voice, like, and she's wearing Sprig's hat also. "I'm Sprig. Look at all this dumb moss I found. Wow, wow." And then Sprig does Polly's voice, and you see his red hair because he doesn't have his hat on. "Oh, like, I'm Polly, and I'm deciding we're all playing Punch Bug, and he's punching Anne's arm, and then Anne's like, 2 weeks of fighting can really take a toll on you. That's my first complaint because and they've been on the road for 2 weeks. That's correct, but the time they've been on the road, Fort in the Road, the Battle of the Hoppedeye Planter, Ann Hunter, a caravan named Desire. What was the other one? I forgot the other one. Truck Stop Polly. Sprig and Polly weren't arguing, like just themselves for 2 weeks straight. So that's not continuity. That's I don't know what that is. What's going on? So that's false. So that's my first complaint. That's not true. So and then and Hop Hop's and then Anne's like, their impressions of each other are spot on, and Hop Hop's like, yeah, they always had a knack for that. And it's like, "Oh, I don't think I can take this anymore." And Hop Hop stops, the car's like, "Oh, look," and Anne's like, "What the heck? I almost bit my tongue." And Hop Hop's like, "Look, Anne," and Polly's reading the sign. Says Quarreler's Pass, a road of reconciliation for weary travelers. And Polly's like, "So what?" And Sprig's like, "Polly, you don't think they're gonna throw us there?" And then Anne and Hop Hop just throw them there, and Sprig puts his hat back on, and then and Sprig's like, are you guys serious?" And then Polly's like, and Hop Hop's like, "Quit your belly aching. There's a map right here, and it says the roads meet up." And Anne's like, "Your constant fighting is driving us insane. So Hop Hop and I are gonna drive on this road, and you guys are gonna..." I'm going to ignore that. "Hop Hop and I are gonna take this road, and you guys are gonna work whatever you need to work out. And, you brought this on yourselves." And and then and Hop Hop's like, later, and then and it's like, "All right, if you get into any trouble, you just call me." And throws Aaron's phone into Sprig's face. He's like, "Ow!" And then and then Hop Hop's like, "Yeah." And the Sprig's like, "Call me," and Aaron's like, "Oh, there's only one phone. like, like, that doesn't work because, Anne doesn't have another phone for Sprig to contact, so. And Hop Hop's like, I don't get it. And Sprig's like, I don't get it. And, like, there's the beam of balance from the trailer, and Polly's or the beam of balance, like, more like the beam of, see you later. And Polly's like, like, she's like, beats him, and Sprig's like, hey, get back here, you dang cheater. And and Polly's like, eat my dust, lame-o. And she falls off, and she's like, help me, lame-o. And, like, Sprig he's like, I'm going to save you, and use his tongue to wrap Polly into his mouth. And Polly's like, thanks. And then Sprig's like, Polly, I think we're supposed to go slowly on this. And then he's going on the tip of his fingers. He's like, yep, this works. And Polly's like, we're not even halfway there yet. This is going to take forever. Let's just jump it. And Sprig's like, I can't jump that. It's wider than Crocus Creek. And Polly's like, hey, remember remember you tried to jump over Crocus Creek? And Sprig's like, yeah, don't remind me. And then Polly's like, you almost made it, but you landed on a cactus flower. Sorry, excuse me. And then Polly's like, wait, do you remember Crocus Creek? And he's like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It's like, no. Remember, there was a rickety bridge, and the only way through it was what was it called? Like the walk and roll? Polly, you're a genius. And then Sprig is like doing has his arms like wide, and Polly's on top of him, and and then Polly's rolling on Sprig's arms like to balance each side of the log. It's left, right, and then they go like and then and like, yeah, all right, let's go do this thing. And then I wonder how Hop and Ann are doing without us. And, Ann's just resting, and Hop is driving Bessie. And he's peace and quiet, almost a little too quiet, almost awkward if you think about it. And opens her eyes, just looks at Hop, and Hop is like, so you got a boyfriend back home? And just kicks him off. Like, yeah, dude, and I answer that. And Sprig and Polly sing a song, which is pretty fun. And it's like, they call us the impossible two, like super duper brother sister do. We're the team that we can't beat, and we're almost through. And then until the path is fake. Polly's like, it's fake. And they go through different challenges, like the leap of faith, and there was like a bridge, and there was these mushrooms where Sprig had to use his tongue. That's in front of the trailer. Use his tongue to go from mushroom to mushroom while Polly was on top of Sprig. So that was pretty cool. And Polly and Sprig's like, wow, someone painted this dead end to look like the end. That's super weird. And Polly's like, let's take that one. And it's like misspelled. It says, this way also good. And then Polly's like, and Sprig's like, okay. And Polly's like, yeah, test passed. And Sprig's like, don't you think that was a bit too easy? And Polly's like, yeah, that was a bit too easy. And then Sprig's like, maybe we're just the best. And Polly's like, yeah. And Sprig takes out Anne's phone and uses it as a light, which is pretty dark in there, which is pretty cool. And Sprig bonks his head, and then he's like, oh, perspective. And Polly's like, clever. And like, they had to duck down, and now they're really close to each other. And Sprig's like, all right, not much further, hopefully. And then Sprig accidentally steps on Polly's tail, and then and Sprig's like, I'm sorry. And then Polly's like, hey, watch where you're putting your big dumb feet. And why? Sprig did say he was sorry, so I know Polly would be a little bit upset, but like, but you're yelling at me even when Sprig apologized. Ugh, another complaint. And Sprig's like, well, why don't you put away your big dumb spit? And Polly's like, oh, you're so annoying. And Sprig's like, no, you are. And Polly's like, no, you are. No, you are. No, you are. And like, and then and Polly's like, hey, look at that, 2 tunnels they made out of the cramped space. And why don't you go down that way and find another pollywog to step on? And Sprig's like, okay, fine. Then why don't you go down that way and find someone else a bug? And Polly's like, fine. Sprig's like, fine. And Sprig's like, and Polly rips off like a mushroom, a bioluminescent orange mushroom. And Polly's like, he thinks I'm annoying. He's the annoying one. And Sprig's like, I can hear you. These walls are surprisingly thin. And Polly's like, you are surprisingly thin. And we get to meet like an axolotl, like a female one. And and she's like, oh, good one. And she's like, ah. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, my dear. I didn't mean to frighten you. And Paul's like, oh, that's okay. He's like, I meant to eat you. And Paul's like, ah. And she reaches out to Sprig through the tunnel. It's like, oh, this thing is trying to eat me. Like, I'm all alone. Help me. And Sprig's like, I'm going to save you. Because Sprig is Polly's older brother. He's going to save her. And then the other axolotl, a male axolotl, is like, I'll save you for dessert. And Sprig falls down. A hole goes into Bones. And he's like, well, this doesn't look good. And Polly falls down like a different hole into the same area. Like, oh, this doesn't look good. And Sprig's like, yeah, I just said that. And you see the two axolotls together. And he's like, oh, good catch, my brother. Or was it Nisel, I think? And then Polly's like, how many of you freaks are there? And then you see that they're like interlocked. They're like together. They're just one being. But the two beings but one. If you guys know the show Cat Dog, where they're like two characters, but it's like one body. That's what it kind of looks like. This and their brother sister. And like they're all only one. And Polly's like, what the? And Sprig's like, shh, Polly, I don't think these things can see us. And and the girl axolotl is like, no, but we can hear you, and it's only a matter of time before me and my bro will find you. And the brother is like, that's us like, what did it say? Olms? That's how us Olms work. And then Polly's like, oh yeah. And before Polly can say anymore, Sprig covers her mouth like, Polly. And they're like, and and then Polly's like, into the crack. And Sprig and Polly go into the crack. And and the boy axolotl is like, I guess he's like, we lost him in the crack because you were tracking your feet. And she's like, A, we don't have feet, and B, how am I supposed to follow your lead if you're not even you don't bother to communicate? And he's like, I said over here. Try listening for once. And she's like, oh, come on, let's find a stick to get them to eat them. Oh, you're such a pain in my side. Oh, I'm the pain. You're the pain. No, you are. No, you are. And then you see Sprig and Polly's faces where they finally realize. And then like, oh, they're so annoying. Like, could you imagine like sitting through this through an hour? And Polly's like, or maybe 2 weeks. And Sprig's like in the back of a wagon. And look at each other. It's like, I guess we have been bugging Hop Hop and Anne a bit too much. When we get out of here, maybe let's not bug each other and bug them for a couple of weeks. And Sprig's, yeah, agreed. And it was do the spit handshake. And Polly's like, alright, how do we get out of the situation with two mostly blind, argumentative siblings? And then another complaint, like, how does Sprig not understand this? And Polly's like, oh, I got an idea that would make an impression. She's done doing the wink, and Sprig's like, got something in the eye. And Polly's just follow my lead. Like, come on, Sprig. And wait, how many complaints have I said so far? Yeah, okay. So there are 3 so far. And then and then he's like, oh, fine. Whatever. Let's just find these 2 kids and let's agree to never talk to each other again. And she's like, oh, finally a good idea out of your mouth. And the Polly's like, doing the voice of the they're doing the voice. What was it? The boy Olm. He's like, oh, find that stick yourself, you smelly dum dum. And the girl like, oh, dum dum. Here's your stick right here. And he's like, watch where he's swinging that thing. And Sprig uses his tongue to get to like a cliffside. And he's like. He does the voice of the girl. He's like, oh, it's not my fault you have such a humongous head, brother. And he's like, oh, that was uncalled for. And he starts biting her neck. And like, oh, biting is it? And Sprig jumps over them. And then the boy eats Sprig, and Polly's like, oh no, Sprig, and the girl like, belly flop, and then the boy throws up Sprig, and and then Polly's like, come on Sprig, we gotta go, and while Sprig and Polly are climbing up the cliff side on the other side of the cave to get out of the Quarters Pass area, dude, you hear some back chatter as they, oh, mom always liked me best, and the girl was like, that's because she had horrible taste. So that was pretty funny. And then they go out, and it's like, whew. And Polly asks Sprig, like, hey, promise me that we're not gonna become them, because of our arguing. And Sprig's like us, like, no way, we're too good of a team. And they hug each other, yay. And then it's like, oh hey, we made it back into the main road. Where are Hop Hop and Ann at? And then, Hop Hop is like, his eyes are crossed, but he's like, oh, so a relationship is like a farm. Like, you need to take care of it delicately. And then, Spring and Polly like, hey Ann, what's up? And Ann's like, oh, you too think, Frog. And it's like, alright, you need to fill this silence in. Hop Hop can deal with it. He can't deal with it. And Hop Pop's like, oh, hey, kids, how were the trials? And he's like, oh, they were great. They were good, Hop Hop. And Polly's like, besides the, flesh-eating Olms, and, Spring's like, and you'll be glad to know that Polly and I agreed that we're not going to fight anymore. For the time being. And Hop Pop's like, okay, that's great, kids. Now, we're about to get into the nitty-gritty part. And now you two are back, then we can discuss about Ann having a boyfriend again. And just kicked Hop Hop off the cliffside. I'm not gonna take a point out for that because Ann did that to Wally, and Wally was like fine afterwards. I think Hop Hop just used his tongue to get out of the situation. But he's like, ah! Episode just ends. So overall, this was a B+ for me. This was a great first half of the episode. Just the whole thing about, oh, they've been arguing for 2 weeks. That's false. Polly arguing with Sprig in that tiny cramped area, even though Sprig apologized, and Sprig did not know what Polly was talking about when he's like, oh, let's make I know it was something that would make an impression. Like, Sprig, come on. So other than that, this was a great episode. Thank you so much for my 2 more subscribers. I'm so glad I made 18 subscribers now. And anyway, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, don't forget to share the video, and I'll see you guys later today for Amphibia Season 2, Episode 4B, called Toad Catcher. Alright, bye.